Hey, you guys.
Hey, what's going on?
Hey, Kyle from American Brothers.
And Malcolm from American Brothers.
Let's do it, you guys. This is episode 1 of the show. And you know what, Malcolm? Wrestling.
Wrestling.
We love it. We breathe it. We've been to multiple WrestleManias. We're huge fans. Oh, he's holding up to Asuka. We're huge fans of Asuka.
She lost, but she did not lose in vain.
Yeah, we love Asuka. Met her. And now April 15th, Malcolm, is last year they called it the Black Day, because of all the firing.
The WrestleMania.
Well, no, the firings.
Oh, the
last year,
firings,
remember, it
yeah.
happened on the same day. So now they released more wrestlers, and I thought what a great topic for our first episode. So I want to go over the list, and I want to talk about it.
It was shocking.
It was
absolutely shocking.
I'm looking forward to getting into this. So who do we have up first to talk about, Malcolm?
All right, so the first person that is on the list is a huge shocker, Samoa Joe.
So I can't believe it. So what doesn't make sense to me is that he was doing so good as a commentator. Everybody liked him. Everybody was saying, hey, this is a good thing. He's the next JBL. And guess what? He can have like a return if he gets better.
Yeah, I always thought of him like Taz.
Yeah, like Taz.
He came in, came out. He went through the businesses.
Yep. Yeah, I thought, okay, I didn't think bad things. I thought, okay, he's a commentator. It's good. It's good for his career. It builds his mic skills. Even though he doesn't need that, he's fantastic on the mic.
He's so good.
He's amazing. The injury really derailed, the Brock Lesnar versus Samoa Joe saga that we were thought we were supposed to have. I mean, why? Why would they?
Maybe he asked for his release.
Well,
or do you think it was a
no?
shocker?
They said budget cuts. But they, I don't understand. How do you cut the budget on the highest I mean, they're making good money.
Do you think that he could fight Brock Lesnar in Japan?
See, that's the thing too, is that, Brock, I think Brock might be under some but eventually that's going to expire. And I think they're going to make a mistake because I think that type of match could sell in Japan. I think with Samoa Joe being gone, that's bad. See, people said that about Rusev, and I love Rusev, but I think Samoa Joe is a huge, huge megastar.
Yeah, the problem that I had with Samoa Joe is that I felt that he lacked a moveset.
Yeah.
They took the buckle bomb away from him, and that was that.
Yeah.
Because Tyson Kidd got injured, but imagine if he buckle bombed Brock Lesnar.
Oh, yeah. Well, and that type of stuff, that's minimal. But I get what you're saying. But I'm shocked. I don't understand how Vince or anybody sits there and goes, we're firing Samoa Joe, and nobody in the room steps up and say, what the hell are you talking about? What are you doing?
I felt like, at least on commentary, he should have stayed.
Well, yeah, it doesn't make sense. Here's the thing. If you're paying him too much, renegotiate the contract or something. What you don't do is let him go. And that's going to be a huge, huge mistake for them.
Well, I haven't even seen what he felt about it.
As far as I saw, he posted some memes and the Truman Show, where he's taking the bow. Yeah. I think it is what it is, because Samoa Joe he understands. He's like, listen, what can I do?
Yeah.
I can't make a fuss about it because it's going to make me look bad to other promotions that I might work with, and they also might fire me. So I got to be professional.
And maybe the Samoans, they said, hey, Vince, you need to let him go.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. Well, that's the thing too, is that there is a lot of people that are saying, maybe because he was a threat, he was potential up and comer, and they thought him coming back could be a threat. So there's a lot of politics.
I wish I could have saw him as world champion.
Yeah, I mean, he was two-time NXT champion in the United States. I mean, it's nothing to frown on, but he definitely didn't achieve the goals he should have. I mean, it's very sad, a guy of his caliber coming to the WWE and he doesn't get the title. And there was multiple angles that he should have had the title. I thought him beating Brock should have been perfect setup.
Well, him and Bobby Lashley could have been a match.
I mean, there were so many opportunities to, get him in there and get the strap on him and get him the belt, but I don't know what's going on with Kevin Dunn and the creative team and all the people, but they really need to get their head out of their ass. Excuse my language. Well, excuse my language, but they got to get their head out of their ass, because I don't know who is sitting there making these creative decisions. Samoa Joe should have had a title run in the WWE, and it's sad that he didn't.
Yeah.
And so we're very sad. We love you, Samojo. We met you.
You're really,
kind,
really cool to us.
Very kind guy. I mean, and he's going to do great. I mean, he really is. He's going to do good things. But that's not the only shocking firing. That's the thing. So let's continue. I mean, there's some other names on here
The
that
other
are quite
two shocking. I'm going to lump them together.
Yeah.
The Iconics.
Wow.
Iconics.
Oh, I mean, what else? I mean, one of the
It was
best.
travesty.
One of the best duos in female wrestling in years. I mean, it's amazing. They made me laugh. Billie Kay, even at WrestleMania on Sunday, she was making me laugh.
Oh yeah.
How do you? I mean, it makes no sense. Their excuse for breaking up the Iconics was they were going to give Peyton Royce a push, but that never happened.
It never happened.
I don't understand. Again, this goes back to creative. Who is making these decisions? If you're gonna break someone like the Iconics, which everybody loved, I have no idea who's sitting there saying to themselves, "Oh, let's break up the Iconics." I mean, it makes no sense. So they broke up the Iconics to give Peyton Royce a push. It never happened, and then they fire them both.
It was so exciting to see them hit the mid card.
Yeah.
And I was worried that
We saw them win the tag titles in person, so
Yeah.
I was happy to see that. And I remember me and you when we were watching it live. We were there. We thought to ourselves, "This is great. They deserve it. This is awesome." We were very happy. But I just wonder now, like, who's going to fill that role of comedy? I don't see who. I don't know. Billie Kay was
they
amazing.
could have worked off each other in so many ways.
Oh.
I mean, just as good heels.
Amazing. Anything. Yeah.
Like why couldn't they do to them what they did for the Bellas?
Exactly. I
Because
don't
the
get.
Bellas were a great heel
I
tag
don't.
team.
I don't get it, Malcolm. These are two. I want to tell you, folks. These are two women that me and Malcolm, when they first came on the scene, we loved them. You know, right away we were like, we are huge Billie Kay and Peyton Royce fans. We see the magic, we see the prestige, and the magistry. I mean, they really had an it factor. Every time I saw them come out, I loved it. It reminded me of Julian Hall. Remember, she did the singing stuff?
Oh, yeah.
I love Julian Hall because what she did is she made you had to look at her.
Oh yeah.
And that's the thing is that now Julian Hall's no Billie Kay or
Peyton Royce.
Royce, but Julian Hall had that it factor in a sense, and they didn't utilize her as well. So I don't know if it's a problem of the creative team, because I'm hearing a lot of stuff from the creative team like they don't know what to do or I don't see a fit.
Well, I think that they had way too much talent that they're trying to fill in. When they became a tag team, they still were like, okay, well, then we have to have Sasha and Bayley be a tag team. You know, we have to have the Riot Squad be a thing. So they kept pushing all these different talents around, and then I don't think that they wanted to fill a story for them.
Yeah, exactly. And that's the thing is that there had to have been a breakdown, like you said, of the story because something happened. Oh, I don't know what to do with the story. How do you not just put him out there?
Like
all you
they
have
were
to do
too
is
busy putting Nia Jax and Alexa Bliss as a
yeah,
tag
and
team.
we don't want that. And that's the thing. I never wanted that. I don't want that. They might be best friends in real life. That's fine. I don't want that though. I would never ever want them as a tag team. They are singles wrestlers. I don't understand the push of putting Nia Jax in a tag team. It makes no sense.
But then also at the time, Becky Lynch was the
hot.
hit,
she was hot.
The hit of the whole scene.
And that's the thing is who. And guess what? If you think at the time, who also was big? Billie Kay and Peyton Royce. I don't understand. They were the equivalent of. They were the New Day. They were literally the female New Day. That's how I viewed them. But for some reason, creative was just inept, just stupid. Because all they had to do is pit them out there. That's it. Pit them out there, and they will work
who was
magic.
The other time? Was it Sonya Deville and Mandy?
Oh, Mandy Rose, amazing, amazing.
So like, all four of those women could have had amazing matches together.
Yeah. I mean, that's the thing. Yeah, it makes no.
Iconics should be right now where the Bellas were when they left, in my opinion.
100% agree with you. 100%.
And they just squandered it. I don't know if it was T-shirt sales. Maybe the crowd wasn't interested. I have no idea.
The crowd was interested. You know that the crowd
They
was
never
interested.
put him in
When they won
the spotlight.
When they won live, it erupted. People
Yeah.
were happy. And you might not have seen it on TV, but I saw a lot of happy people, very excited, like me and you, that were very happy to see that.
Yeah.
So the people were behind him. It comes down to creative, Malcolm, with a lot of these people.
They had to give it to Bailey and Sasha.
And it makes no sense because
all that time.
And I don't mind Bailey and Sasha. That's fine because they're friends.
They're
That's
awesome.
fine. But there has to be the counter comedy relief and plucky group. That's what the new idea is.
They're doing it with Miz and Morrison.
Yeah, they did it with New Day.
The same
but
thing.
they did the New Day.
Yeah.
They're plucky comedy, and that's what Billy Kay and Payne. And I don't understand. So when creative's sitting there and they're looking at them, they're watching them on TV. Mind you, they're watching the same product as we are, and how they sit there and they don't go, "Hey, the crowd is laughing. We need to work on that. Do more of that." I don't get it. It makes no sense to me. But you know, these are two women, Malcolm. Like Paige said, they are going to make a lot of money. They are going to leave they are going to make a lot of money. I mean,
AEW, don't mess this up. You have two amazing women coming to you, and you need a turnaround.
Yeah,
on this
or I
team.
mean, I'm going to say it: Impact, pay up, pay up. I'm serious. They're worth the money, and that's the thing is that I honestly think that they will be the hottest thing, even better than some male, because they're so good. And I think once they're given the freedom to do, they don't have to go through the loops of the creative on WWE because we've seen it.
Was any of them injured at some point?
I don't think so. But even if that's the case, that they could have used that. You could have put them in a wheelchair or something. The gimmicks are there. The characters are there. The fact is that injuries now, in my opinion, are like Samoa Joe.
There's always a place for it.
There's always a place, like Samoa Joe, commentary. Billy Kay, you could have her in a wheelchair and say, do some angle, oh, you injured me. You could do all kinds of stuff. WWE, for some reason, when it comes to injuries, acts like that's the end. No, that means you got to work around it. I mean, they've done it with other wrestlers.
I think that they build everything on matches. So if you can't perform in matches, there's almost no point to push you to do anything.
And it's so wrong because, again, this isn't wrestling. It's a TV show that's about wrestling.
Hey,
it's about a wrestling
Fashion
show.
Files. I didn't want to see Fandango and Tyler Breeze wrestle.
I don't even want to get into that.
The Fashion Files is awesome.
But that is another fine example.
I miss it.
Another fine example of creative. I'm talking to you. How you guys totally...
He puts the sunglasses over the sunglasses.
I mean, totally fumbled the ball. I mean, that is the equivalent. That's the male equivalent of what we're seeing. With the Breezango, what happened there happened to Billy Kay and Peyton Royce for no reason. For no reason other than creative.
And think of it this way: we didn't want Breezango, and now we miss.
I literally when it first started, I was but when it got into like the second and third episode,
the Windy Apple, Chicago, the Windy Apple.
Yeah. When it got into the second and third and fourth, as the Fashion Files went on, I was loving it. And then for some reason, again, creative at WWE is like, we don't get it. But it's not up for, here's the thing, creative, if you're watching, it's not up to you to get it. It's up to the fans. We don't care what you care about. We don't. Yeah. And it's sad that you don't get that. And Vince used to know that. Vince used to know it's not about what I want. It's about what the fans want. And it's what's good for business. Fans forget the business is for us. But now it's not about the business. It's about the shareholders. And that's what's sad. And I have to say that.
Well, what would help the shareholders is giving us matches that we want to pay money for their shirts.
Well, and that's the sad thing is like Iconics had, that's another thing. Whoever's doing the merch is really falling behind.
Are they going to keep pushing tag team, like female tag team wrestling? Or
I have no idea.
I haven't been following NXT at all. So I don't know if there's up and comers that are ready to
Well, that's the thing
them,
too is that NXT, I haven't followed it in a while either. It's not because I don't respect. I've followed it a little bit, but it's because the creative has fallen off so much, and that's what's sad. Is you have talent there that's good that can do work, and it's fallen off.
When you fired No Way Jose, that was it for me. No more NXT.
Yeah. it's very sad. So let's, we could talk forever about Billy Kay pay rates, but they're going to do great things. We know that they're going to make a lot of money. WWE will regret this.
Will they come back?
I hope so,
Yes.
but Malcolm.
I think yes.
Malcolm says yes. He says they're going to come back, and I hope so.
Drew McIntyre came back.
Yep.
And they said he was a nothing burger.
Yes. So I hope Malcolm's right. I don't know though. I think they might get a taste.
They need to train under the Young Bucks.
I mean, they might get a taste of that sweet independent money that's flowing right now, and they might not. They might go, well, why? Why would I go back? You guys didn't believe in me. They did. So, but let's go on to the next wrestler.
All right, so the next one is Mickie James. Mickie James has been around for a very long time.
This is now, but very long time, but also surprising because she was transitioning to a commentary role. She did the pre-show.
Oh, she was doing the pre-show.
So, and that's what I'm saying. So that is that's an amazing role because now you have Renee Young gone. You need somebody to fill that role. Mickie James, perfect.
Do you think she enjoyed doing commentary?
As far as I know, she said she still wanted to wrestle. So that's what shocked her too. So I don't understand what they're doing there. You have a veteran. You have someone that can take bumps and build up superstars. You also have someone that could possibly lead a female faction. You have
when she came back strong.
She
had
still
some huge matches.
She's
still able to wrestle.
She almost got the 7 time, So I don't understand that either. I don't understand this firing. It makes no sense because there's so many different spots that she could have been placed in. Again, this is another example of creative not sitting there, or Vince not sitting there thinking, hey, listen, we got someone here that's not only a veteran, not only good on the mic, not only good wrestling, but is also a good person. Everybody likes Mickie James backstage.
Yeah.
As far as I know,
do you think that she knew she was on the chopping block?
As far as I know, this is the rumor. Is that Creative was planning a couple months ago. It got leaked somehow, and so I guess Samoa Joe and Mickie James went to them and said, "Hey, listen, am I on the chopping block?" Of course, they said no, and Mickie James said to them, "Listen, I want to wrestle still."
Yeah.
And they didn't care. And I just don't get it. I don't get it. Mickie James is a mega star. Again, another.
Oh yeah, I was really happy to see her come back.
Another star.
Actually, I was shocked when she came back.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, hey, John Cena's still here.
Well, yeah.
But we're all adults.
Exactly.
So.
At the times of change, we're adults now, and I thought that really showed how mature she is.
Yeah.
And I thought, okay, that would have played into them going to looking at her. Should we fire her? No, because she's a mature person. She's been with us. She's loyal. We can depend on her. Listen, if we don't want her to wrestle, color commentator, trainer, faction leader, manager. I mean, there's so many ways.
I think she does other things. I think she does like fitness and stuff like that.
Well, that's fine, but
So she might be a female DDP.
Who knows? Yeah, exactly. I mean, just
do your own yoga
Mickie
stuff.
James, you're going to be fine. You're going to do great things. You're a sweetheart. You've always been kind to the fans. You love us, and we love you. I do feel very upset that Creative treated you this way, as well as Vince. Vince should have easily said to whoever was making this recommendation, no, Mickie James, I like her. She's loyal to the company, and I see her being a color. Vince should have seen that. You know what doesn't make sense to me, too, is that Vince was a color commentator. So
he was, yeah.
So Vince knows that that's the type of people that should be in that role. So the fact that he looked at Samoa Joe and Mickie James and said, oh, no, that shows me he's losing touch. And I don't mean to throw shade at you, Vince, but you should be able to take constructive criticism. When you did that role, he did that role, and he doesn't see them as being fit for it, that shows me your judgment's clouded, and it might be time for you to start stepping back.
Were there 3 commentators at the time when he was doing color commentary?
No, I think there was only 2.
Because I can understand if they want to keep it just 2.
Well, this is what I don't get. They brought in that guy that did the angle with Adam. Remember the guy that we thought it was the real? That you remember where Joe, he got you, and you said, oh, no, this is real on the podcast with Adam Cole.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, they brought him in. Why?
What happened with that?
But it was all a gimmick. Yeah. He wrestled a couple matches.
They got us too. You really got us.
Now I'm forgetting the guy's name, but they're bringing him in to do SmackDown commentary. You just fired Samoa Joe and you're bringing in a guy that I don't care about. Why?
Yeah, that is a great point.
I don't care about you.
I'd rather have Byron Saxton, okay?
Yeah, I don't care.
More Byron.
I don't care about you. And that it's nothing to be throw shade at or anything, but I don't care about you.
Yeah, it just doesn't make any sense.
It doesn't. And this is what I don't get. WWE, for some reason, thinks that, oh, well, he's got a big fan base, and it'll bring in new people. Who cares? Like, these people are going to be in and out. Once he's gone, he's going to say...
Is he going to be like a third commentator?
He's going to be a commentator, I guess.
Michael Cole, maybe they're trying to find someone to replace Michael Cole.
That's a rumor as well, that they're saying... People are saying that Michael...
It'll be a very sad day.
That Michael Cole doesn't see it coming. And
he's like an uncle, man. Like, I've grown up with Michael Cole my whole life, so it's like Uncle Mike, you know?
Yeah, it's true, Michael Cole. But I don't think I have. But a lot of people are saying... I'm not saying this. They're saying Michael Cole's going to be fired, and everybody else but Michael Cole sees it, and they're trying to find a replacement for him because I guarantee you his paycheck is very fat.
Well, he also does creative.
As far as I know, I don't think
he's Vince's right hand.
I don't think he does anymore. But I'm not sure. But I'm sure. Here's the thing. I'm sure he does have the ability to.
Can Michael Cole lose his commentator job in a match, like a Hell in a Cell?
There's a good angle. That's a good way to book it. But yeah, but Mickie James, we love you. You're going to do great things. We're very sorry. Hopefully,
you get to spend time with your family.
Well, and then also, Mickie James, I'm going to implore you. You know what you should do is you should really contact AEW or TNA and say, listen, I want to be a color commentator for you. Because that's going to give you longevity in the wrestling, and you can also wrestle. So we love you, Mickie James. Good luck to you. Who's next, Malcolm? Who's next?
Chelsea Green, which doesn't make any damn sense.
Because I mean, this is a girl that's coming up. Me and you kind of we were still getting to know. It's fresh. It's a new.
When they did the All In, right before AEW, before we even knew about that, she was in some big match and that was really cool. And I was like, you know what? She has a really cool gimmick.
Yeah.
If she goes to WWE, it's just game over.
And then I guess she, again, this is another example of someone getting injured and then them just dropping the ball. Vince, everybody WWE creative. Injuries should not be a factor in you firing somebody unless it's an injury that can't be healed. Stop.
I didn't know she was injured.
Yeah, she was injured. But that's what I don't get. I don't understand. Injuries happen in this business.
Tyson Kidd's on creative.
Yeah. Well, and that's the thing. Chelsea Green, she's experienced. Find a role for her. Don't fire somebody like that.
Chelsea Green could have been doing what Alexa Bliss is doing with The Fiend.
I mean, yeah, there's so many opportunities, and she's going to do fine. And what's sad is she said it in her tweet. I didn't achieve everything I wanted, and that's sad because you signed with
you put in the work.
You put in the work, and you got to the show.
You're a fan favorite.
Yeah, and so I don't get it. Another example of WWE creative for some reason fumbling the ball, and this lie that they're putting out of cutting costs. I don't know why they lie. Just say, listen, we're lazy.
I could see her coming back. I know I've said that about the Iconics also, but there's just something about her. She has the charisma.
I think her being engaged to Zack Ryder and then Zack Ryder being AEW, I think she's going to go over there and be a power couple. She's definitely going to AEW. We know that. I mean, because Zack Ryder's there. But I think there'll be a power couple there. I mean,
it'd be cool to see.
Yeah,
and also AEW, they just need a better women's division. I keep saying it, but you just need some. Yeah, you
guys. Yeah, I'm sorry, you guys. AEW, you are slacking severely in the female division, and you guys should be ashamed of yourselves.
If you want a controversial opinion, Rio has to go. She doesn't do it for me.
Yeah, it's nothing personal, but I just don't see it either. They pit her up against
Nyla Rose.
Yeah, which is
Nyla Rose is badass.
She's awesome, but the thing is she is so bigger than her. The match that they wrestled, remember me and you were looking at each other like, Are they trying
This
to?
doesn't this doesn't make any damn
Yeah,
sense.
yeah. I was like, are they really trying to make us believe this? Like Nyla Rose could destroy her in a second. So it's sad. But Chelsea Green is going to do great things. No problem. Again, WWE creative, get your head out of your ass. Excuse my language, but you need to do something because if you're firing really hot up and comers like her, that really shows that you really don't know how to do your job. So who's next on the list?
All right, the next one is Kalisto.
You know, Kalisto, I'm a little surprised, but then I'm not. You know what? You know, this is a good.
Kalisto's done his time.
I think this is a good move for Kalisto. I think it's good because I think he's going to go to with Pentagon Jr. and he's going to go. So I think he's going to go with them. I think it's.
What
gonna,
about Lucha Underground?
as far as I know, they're not doing. But no, he's going to go. I think it's going to be good for Kalisto. I think this is a good move. He's a good wrestler. He's everything. Kalisto's a worker. He's going to get work, but I think this is a good move. I don't think WWE was the right place. It was for a time. But when you're placed in that gimmick, oh my God,
The Lucha Party.
the lucha part. I mean, well, what a stain on lucha.
Well, you know
lucha
what?
wrestling.
I liked it when we were at live events because
Well,
it was just something like bathroom break matches. But you know what? They were
It's
still
sad.
pretty
It's a
cool.
talent, though.
Yeah,
And you're
because
pitting
they did do crazy stuff. I mean, he did some
amazing.
incredible
Yep.
elimination chamber matches.
Yep. Yeah. Fantastic
You
stuff.
put him in a match. Awesome. He was a Universal, or no, he was a United States champion.
Yep. I think
For a
three
little
times,
bit.
right? Three. I mean, so this is a guy that's gonna have no problems. It's a good move. I think
Yeah.
It's actually good for Kalisto. I think WWE is gonna regret it because I think he's actually gonna go and do good things. But it's not gonna affect WWE because he's
Well,
gonna
he'll
do.
be able to do more dangerous maneuvers.
Well, I just think it's gonna build his profile, and I think
Yeah.
he's gonna do good things. So who's next on the list? Good luck to you, Kalisto.
Tucker.
Tucker, I'm not surprised about because, but also why? This is what I just don't get. Why break up heavy machinery? It's not that Otis is not a singles competitor, but he's not a singles competitor.
Yeah, he's not.
He is and he isn't. And the thing is you needed Tucker was like the backup comic relief, and they worked great together. Another, I keep saying it, you guys, and I'm not trying to needle or shade creative, but how does creative sit there? How do they go? We're gonna break up heavy machinery, but fire Tucker.
Half-ass push Otis.
Yeah. Half-ass push Otis.
Give him the money in the bank
and then take it away.
Take it from him, which
Makes no sense.
I don't think I've ever seen that.
Yeah, it happened with who lost. Somebody lost a match. I'm trying to remember who, but someone lost a match, and I think Edge won it.
Maybe Randy Orton.
I
I think Randy Orton's been the most. Money in the bank.
Someone won it from somebody. I forget. It was so long ago, but it's happened one other time. But I just don't
But
get it.
Heavy Machinery was fun because they just were like.
I loved it.
Otis is a big guy doing the.
I like Tucker too. I like.
So does that mean that Otis stays?
I think no. Otis is gonna be on the chopping block next. I mean, it's just odd. We see the line in sand. Here's the thing: if you're going to break up Heavy Machinery, how do you not have plans for Tucker? It makes no sense. Heavy Machinery was perfect for Tucker. It was perfect for Otis. If you break that up, they're both useless. I'm sorry. Otis.
And it's a good nostalgia because you got the two blue collar guys wrestling, like people you could relate to.
Yeah.
I mean, my favorite thing was Otis and Mandy Rose.
Amazing.
And
Everybody
it went
loved
away.
it.
It went away too soon.
Yeah, everybody.
It was a lot of fun.
Everybody loved it, but Tucker, I'm not surprised about because they broke up Heavy Machinery. It had nothing to do with Tucker not working. He was a workhorse.
Yeah.
He's a good guy, and I hope. But here's the thing about Tucker is he will have to reinvent himself if he wants to go to a promotion. He can't just go as Tucker. He needs to totally reinvent his character. If he doesn't do that, it's gonna be hard times for him.
You're out in the deep waters.
Yeah,
and,
yeah.
There's a lot of competition out there.
Yeah, and so he's gonna have to do because you can't now. Today you can't survive just on your wrestling skills. You have to have something.
Yeah.
You don't have to have the it factor, but you have to have something to offer and to give these companies. So if he doesn't do some deep thinking, but he's gonna do fine. He'll make some money. He's not going to be broke on the streets. Hopefully he managed what he got from WWE well. But I wish him the best of luck. And it is a travesty. We lost another tag team that I personally enjoyed. Yeah, too soon. Wasted potential. So many storylines we could have had. So who's next? Good luck to you, Tucker.
Bo Dallas.
I mean, I'm shocked and not, because I'm shocked in the fact that how do they have the Fiend and they not utilize his brother? It just makes
he's been off of television long enough that people could have forgotten, and then they could have reinvented him like
he didn't wrestle a match
Kane
since 2019. 532 days. 2019 was the last time he wrestled.
Wow.
The last time he wrestled was in Saudi Arabia. I mean, what's going on?
Yeah, that's why I said like they could have built him up as Kane and Undertaker. And I was saying this back in 2013.
Yeah, he was saying this he was saying this when Bray Wyatt first showed up on the scene. And Bo Dallas, I remember Malcolm saying, "Hey, listen, this could be the next Kane and Undertaker." Malcolm was really saying that a lot.
And I got made fun of.
Yeah, he did.
And it's all, it's like, dude, Bo Dallas is a great wrestler.
Yeah, he is a good wrestler.
He's a solid guy.
I mean, I
do respect the gimmick. People trashed it. We've both trashed it. But when you really think about it, he is the epitome of the picketer that he wants to make the world better.
Yeah.
But he's a complete asshole.
Yeah. And that's the thing,
like
is that
he's on his high horse. That was his
character. And that's the thing, is that the character worked for a brief second, then it failed. But then creative kept pushing it. They should have stopped and said, okay, what can we do with this brother? And I don't understand. Again, I keep saying to you guys, I'm really sorry. This should be American Brothers. Kyle trashes WWE creative and buries him, because that's what I'm doing. I'm burying them because I'm calling out every mistake they made right here. The fact that they don't, the second that Bo Dallas starts souring, and he's not wrestling, when the Fiend shows up, they right away should have been writing a way to work Bo Dallas in somehow. Either he's an ally, he's a villain, something. I don't care what the hell they do. But you don't fire a guy like that has a bond. You don't do it because it's good television. It's good television.
Well, it's like, look at Kane's career. He came from Dr. Yankum to one of the most menacing characters in WWE history.
Yeah. Now he's a Hall of Famer.
And now, I guess I could argue that back in the day, you believed it a little bit better, but I can't put myself in like adult shoes. I don't know what they were thinking.
Look at the Fiend. People believe the Fiend.
But the Fiend was like really menacing.
Yeah.
And Bo Dallas could have been Sister Abigail.
Well, I'm just saying, yeah. Well, that's the thing, is that they could have done so many angles. I mean, it's sad. It's sad.
But Bo Dallas has a naturally menacing look. Like he looks
very nice guy too. Like we've met him multiple times.
Yeah,
Super nice guy.
I would like to add that good on him for creating his character and executed it well. I mean, he did. He came up with the Bo Leave.
Yep.
And he put the best work he could into it. I just like that he would come out, "Oh, happy Bo Leave," and I don't like what you said very much.
Yeah.
Just change on a dime, like.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Acting. Yeah, so I mean, again, this is going to be somebody who's going to go. He's going to make good money, because I think that he is a very.
I hope so, dude.
No, I think so, because I think he's a very creative guy. I think the guy, if you look at him, and he's the type of guy, especially with the what was it, Social Rejects or whatever. What was it?
I remember what you're talking about.
Yeah, with him and. I can't remember right now. But I can't remember.
Joe.
And Joe. Well, that's his name, Joe.
Curtis Axel.
Yeah, Curtis Axel, Joe.
Baby.
And the reason we call him Joe is because we actually talked to him multiple times, hung out, met his wife and stuff. He's a good guy. But yeah, him and Joe, they did good stuff. So I mean, I don't know. I think that when he leaves, he's gonna sit there. He's gonna think about it. He's gonna create a great character. He's going to go to somebody and pitch it, and they're going to snag him up.
What happened to Sandow?
See, that's the thing. He went into acting, and as far as I know, he went in and he just flopped.
I hope that it doesn't go down like that.
You have a big problem in wrestling right now. There's a big problem throughout all of wrestling in the world. Creative is horrible. Creative across the board is
Well, it's
just
hard.
but also it's not hard. It's not hard because all you have to do is open your ears, but and listen to what's going on. What are people saying? And spend time. I think a lot of people have got relaxed and forgot that what creative is being creative. Not
Well,
right.
It makes
Anybody can write a story. Anybody, I could sit here and write a story right now about a pig and a cow being best friends on a farm, eating apples and oranges, and their farmers petting. I can make a story right now. That doesn't mean it's creative.
Yeah.
And that's the problem, is we have people writing stories, but nobody being creative. So what happens with people like Sandow, who are amazing wrestlers, very talented, they go and they get totally destroyed because people like Vince don't see the magic.
Yeah. Well, he had the elbow of disdain, though.
Yep, amazing. So Bo Dallas will do fine. I don't understand how creative can be this inept to miss a great opportunity to keep the Fiend character alive, fresh, new storylines, and then they bury the Fiend at WrestleMania, but then also fires. Makes no sense.
They just keep burying him. I'm sure he's happy he's getting paid.
Yeah.
But it's just a bad legacy. It's kind of the same thing with Sasha Banks. It's like, dude, she's so good.
0-6 at WrestleMania.
And it's like, do it to Carmella. We love Carmella, but we can. She's
Carmella,
supposed to lose, okay?
Yeah. I mean, that's the thing is that.
But Sasha Banks is like a legend in my eyes, and they just do her like that.
Yeah, and that's sad, and that's what they're doing to the Fiend. So, but it's sad. But Bo Dallas, she'll do fine. You'll do great things. We wish you the best. Who's next, Malcolm?
Our good friend Mojo Rawley.
Wow, Mojo Rawley.
I want to say something. So Mojo Rawley, when he first started, it was right at the tail end of the party scene. LMFAO, GTL with was it Jersey Shore?
Yep.
And I think that he just came out too late.
Yep.
And I really did love when him and Gronk got together. And I'm an older person, okay? We're in our 30s, so we did our partying, and we partied different than the generation now. Yep. So when we partied back then, I could, I could relate to the guy, and I loved his character.
I didn't.
You didn't love his character?
I respected the wrestler and the hustle. I liked his wrestling ability. I liked some of his movesets. I didn't like the character because of what you said. It was too late.
It was too
Not
late.
that the character didn't work. The character would have worked if it was 2 or 3 years earlier.
Yeah.
That's the problem.
Yeah, and
I don't know if it was him. Here's the thing. Was it him or was it creative?
That's a good question. When he did the lightning on his face, I'm like, dude,
who is that? Who's doing this shit?
Bludgeon Brothers.
Yeah. Excuse my language. Yeah, exactly. In Bludgeon Brothers, things like this.
It's just lazy writing.
Well, that's the thing. Again, it's them writing a story. It's not them being creative. It's a problem going on across the entire wrestling world right now. Is that people are just writing stories. They're not being creative. And this is a huge problem. And to have someone like Mojo Rawley he
has all of it.
He looks
great. He's great on the mic.
How can you not find a place for him? How can you not find a place for him?
He's good with the fans.
Yeah, nice guy. I just never liked the character. Never. Yeah. I love the wrestler. I love Mojo Rawley. He was a great worker. It seemed like the type of guy that you give him, like he put that blue crap on his face. So he's willing, in my opinion, that shows me he's willing to do a gimmick.
Yeah.
How can you not give him a gimmick that works? I don't get it. I didn't even understand what the blue stuff. I mean, I've seen these vignettes, and I'm watching them. I'm like, what does this have to do with anything? It reminded me of the guy. I'm trying to think of the one with Michael Cole. They had that whole angle. I'm trying to remember his name, not Snitsky, but the same thing as Snitsky. I don't get it. I'm like,
yeah, I loved watching him wrestle.
Yeah, he was a good wrestler
because I liked when he went in the corners.
Oh yeah.
I just thought that was cool. He had that Crash Holly feel.
Yes,
and we always said that. And he was a cool guy from our youth. And I just sometimes you just don't. It just doesn't work out, I guess.
Yeah, and that's sad. He'll do fine.
I don't know if he's gonna move on to wrestling, or he'll do the Ryback thing.
Well, and that's the thing too, is that he's gonna have to do the same thing as Tucker. He's gonna have to go and do some deep thinking about.
What if he got into the weed business like Val Venus?
Who knows? But he needs to go and do some deep thinking about his character, what he wants to do, and make a pitch. We need wrestlers to start doing this more, because I think that a lot of wrestlers, I'm not saying they've gotten lazy, but they have, and letting creative take full control, because that's what they're used to. And that's why a lot of people are liking AEW.
Well, they don't have much of a choice.
Well, that's why they like AEW, because of the freedom, but there's a balance. You can't have total freedom, and that's what I think, we could get into that at some point. AEW, that's why I think AEW eventually will fail. Sorry to tell you folks, is that you have too much freedom, then you have the WCW effect where the prisoners are running the prison.
Yeah. They said NWO was just awful to everyone.
Well, yeah, and that's the thing, is that
it's Hulk Hogan talking to everyone.
Well, yeah, you get to a point where the prisoners are running the prison, and that's what you don't want. But you want a balance where the prisoners can talk to the war. You want the balance. Because once you're locked in to a company, you sign the contract, you're there. So you got to have a balance. And so
it's weird because like Mojo Rawley, maybe his best gimmick is being himself. But I just don't know. Like Goldberg's literally nothing.
Yeah,
he's just a big guy.
Yeah, he's just Goldberg.
Bill Goldberg.
Just Bill Goldberg.
How does it work for Goldberg? It's just an it thing.
Yeah.
And with Mojo Rawley, there's just something that lacks. Maybe he doesn't need a fucking crazy gimmick.
No,
I didn't mean to cuss, but
yeah. It's all good. I think that it's a problem with creative in him. I don't think they're just on the same wavelength. Like the Gronk stuff, I didn't like it. I didn't like any of that Gronk stuff. I thought it was dumb. I thought the whole angle with Gronk, I thought Gronk coming in.
He won the 74-7, 84-3 title.
I thought Gronk and that whole angle was a waste of money, a waste of time, and a waste of effort. It's one of the dumbest talent mistakes, I will say this, that Vince McMahon has made in 10 years. You hear me, Vince? Hiring Gronk, working with Gronk, doing anything with Gronkowski was the dumbest wrestling mistake you have made in 10 years. For the sheer fact that you thought it was going to put asses in seats, and all it did is turn off fans like me who've been watching your product since 1993. It is what it is.
I do not endorse this opinion.
I'm sorry.
I do like Gronkowski.
I like Gronk.
He's the 4-time.
I like
Five-time.
Gronk.
I don't know. He's got more rings on his fingers than his hands.
Listen,
okay?
I love Gronk. I'm a Patriots fan. It has nothing to do with that. It has to do with the fact that I don't understand. It doesn't make sense. Why Gronk? I'll put it this way. Before that, I never heard Gronk talk about wrestling, anything. The only reason he was there is because he was friends with Mojo Rawley. That's it. Why? It just doesn't. Why?
I feel like it took away from Mojo Rawley's character.
It took away from Mojo Rawley's character. It took away money. It took away time. I mean,
I'm not gonna say you're gonna say it was a bad idea.
Horrible idea. One of the worst ideas I've seen come up with 10 years.
Well, I mean,
it made no sense.
Player.
He's a huge player.
Because Mojo Rawley was just some guy.
I'll bet.
And they wanted to say like, oh, well,
before
look, he knows
that,
somebody.
It'd be different, Malcolm. For example, people like Drew Carey and stuff like celebrities.
Drew Carey really threw people out of the ring, man.
Yeah, but people like that, I'm fine with them being involved because they were involved multiple times. Gronk was never involved in wrestling before. He shows up one day and then all of a sudden,
Bad Bunny.
But here's the
Machine Gun Kelly.
But also they're showing up and they're doing. He shows up and it's like Gronk shirts, Gronk mania, and it's like, dude, he just It was a forcing. No fans cared. I'm telling you this. I'll put it this way: they have a warehouse of Gronk mania shirts.
Well, remember when he slapped Jinder Mahal? Threw the beer at him?
That show, I remember that now. Yeah, but that's the thing is that I think it was a horrible mistake. I stand by that statement. It has nothing to do with Gronk as a person.
I thought he was going to go in. I thought he was going to go into the wrestling.
No,
Gronk.
I thought once the COVID hit, I saw the line in the sand. I knew what was going, because here's the thing. Where's the money? Where's the money? I mean, that's the thing, is that Gronk only serves one purpose, is merch. That's it. He's not going to be a good. I mean, I saw him. To me, he didn't have any move sets or he didn't move right. He's a football player.
He won though.
But that doesn't matter to me.
Is he still the 24/7 champion?
No, he's not involved.
What happened to that?
He's gone. He's gone. That's his thing.
Did R-Truth go?
No, R-Truth. No, R-Truth.
Title gonna pop up?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, R-Truth when he showed up.
And they should do like a little thing like where he's in a bunker and he's been in the bunker for months.
There you go. That's a great.
He's like, I wonder.
There you go, Vince. You can steal. I could do vignettes of him day 1,000.
Like, I bet you thought I was gone. Well, I was gone.
I'm in the bunker.
I took this title, and I'm in a bunker where no one can get me. No one. You see the hands in the cell, like The Walking Dead.
Yeah, that's the thing. That's a good story. Hey, I'm dead because it's easy to film too.
Yeah.
Easy to film.
And then you have a car crash into the side of the building, and then he comes out and pins him.
But yeah, so a complete waste of money. Mojo Rawley, as long as he goes and does what Tucker does, he does some deep thinking, pitches a good character, he'll be fine. If he doesn't do that, I believe Mojo Rawley's going to have a tough time getting work.
Yeah, that's why I mentioned the Ryback thing, because I think that, I don't know, man. I don't want to compare him to Ryback.
Well, I mean,
I love Ryback, but I mean, it's just
they're two different guys.
If he did like a podcast thing, I don't know.
I wouldn't listen. I wouldn't listen. I'm sorry.
I don't listen to Ryback either.
I do occasionally. Occasionally, I do though. So that's the difference. Nothing against Mojo. It's just not what I would be watching him for. Either he creates a good wrestling character or he doesn't. It's that simple.
Also, I don't know.
I'm not watching Mojo.
His interests are like I don't know if he could run training or gym or like football. Like, what if he's like, screw it, I want to coach kids football.
Oh yeah, he'll have no. Here's the thing, Mojo Rawley's not gonna have any trouble getting work. But if he wants to continue in the wrestling business, he has to do deep thinking.
Yeah,
I have no doubt that he's going to be able to find work. None of these people we talked about are going to have trouble finding work. Because they have the ability. They also, none of them are so broken, inept, or anything that they can't use their resources.
Heath Slater, maybe. I got kids. I need this job.
And he tweeted too. He says, "Hey, I was where you guys," because he got fired last year. That's also another waste of talent. And he tweeted at him, "Hey, listen, I understand where you guys are at." You know, he tweeted that saying, "Listen, I get it. I wish you the best," because what else can you do? There's not. Either you're gonna pick yourself up, figure it out, or you're not. It's that simple.
Yeah.
So I think that's all of them, right? I think that's all. Is that it, or do we have anybody else?
Wesley Blake.
Oh yes, Wesley Blake. Yeah, this was a weird one. Wesley Blake never really. I mean, he was in the Forgotten Sons in NXT, and he had some, but he never got the it position, and I don't know if that's because of him or someone else. He was in that tag team, and I'm trying to remember the tag team name.
It's kind of a weird.
That's where Alexa Bliss came from. Remember, it was
that him?
That's Wesley Blake. I'm trying to think of the name, because we have a joke where the camera Blake and Murphy. And
that's Wesley Blake?
Yeah. Blake and Murphy.
Sorry if I didn't know. I just hear Blake.
Well, because
so much.
Wesley Blake, it's the name change. And that's the thing is that they.
What if he was released? Or she was with Murphy, right?
I'm not sure. I'm not sure she was with, but so I think that I don't know if it's him, and here's the thing, it could be him.
You know what was sad was that Blake and Murphy to us were a joke, but it wasn't because they didn't have a look.
The music.
They looked great.
It's the music.
It's just
the music.
Yeah, they did this whole dubstep thing, and the camera.
Yeah, the camera was zooming. I mean, every time there was like 6 months.
It was funny. Like
6 months, me and Malcolm would be sitting here in the office. We'd be sitting here in the office, and we'd be making the joke like this because it was just so ridiculous.
Yeah. So, I mean, they were just what do they say about first impressions?
Yeah.
Our first impression was these guys are a joke, and they looked great. They looked like two Triple H's.
Yeah.
It looked like Test and Triple H going into the ring.
Yeah.
Cut, hair, everything.
Yeah.
The dubstep and the.
It just made no sense.
Blake and Murphy.
So I don't know what's gonna happen to him. But
Murphy, he's like when he did the 305 live.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah,
and then he came over and he was like, I mean, he looked great and he was aggressive and he was menacing. And you're like, is he gonna take the title? And he did.
Yeah, yeah. And that's the thing is that he.
And so when they broke him off, he was developed
Yeah,
really well.
yeah, and then I don't know what happened to Blake. Blake just kind of fell. So I wish him the best of luck, but I don't know what's going to happen to him because going back to what I was saying, I don't know if it's him or creative. Because again, you have those wrestlers that are so they just give everything up to creative. I mean, they should just be writers.
Yeah.
They give everything up and they get these bad gimmicks and they just play along with it, and that's a problem. If you play along with it and you don't develop yourself, you don't develop your own ideas.
Yeah, but also if you're a pest, you're likely to get fired.
Well, yeah, but I don't know if it's him, but I wish him the best of luck. It's not like the guy lacks talent. That's
No.
the thing.
If I had a magic lamp and I can rub it, I'd be like, can I have Wesley Blake's body?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, the guy's got the package. He's got the talent. Again, like Tucker, like Mojo, you got to sit there and you got to think of a great gimmick, a great storyline. You got to pitch it and you got to deliver. If you can't do that in the business, I don't know what you're doing. And so hopefully he can do that because he's got everything else.
I wonder what gimmick he could have. I mean, he's got the long hair.
Yeah, there's all. And Forgotten Sons was a good place for him because it was a biker type gang thing. That's fine, but that's been played out before. It's nothing new. That's the thing is that there's still so many ideas that haven't been explored. He's going to be fine again as long as he does his job and doesn't give up everything to the creative team. Because I'll put it this way, creative with a guy like him, he's a dime a dozen. It's the truth.
We've also read before, maybe it was Dave Meltzer or something. They said that creative comes in an hour before Raw and writes everything. Or they write the day of.
Well, and that's the thing. Yeah, so
they don't plan anything.
And then Vince, I guess, a few hours before the show, was changing the outcomes to matches. That's ridiculous.
This is good shit.
Yeah.
That's good shit.
Yeah, that's the meme. But I mean, that's ridiculous, and it's a bad way to run a business because I don't. Here's the thing: set it and commit it. You have to commit to gimmicks, storylines. You have to commit to the creative side of your character on both Vince and the wrestler. If you can't do that, then look what happens. You have people like Samoa Joe that are gone, Mickey James, Chelsea Green. You have all these.
Some people, it's funny that they made it. Like the Hurricane was the most ridiculous character that I love.
But guess what? He made it work. Because he was creative. And he knew that if I stuck it through, I could work this gimmick. And he will be a Hall of Famer because of that gimmick. That's the thing. That's what separates him, a legend in this business, versus someone like Wesley Blake. Nothing against Wesley Blake, but he will not be remembered. Because the fact is that you have people that are just sitting there and they're not developing themselves. They're not developing the relationships within the company. Like, I'll put it this way. It's politics.
Yeah.
It's politics. You have to have friends. That's why the Clique was so successful. That's why
when The Miz made it, it was such a shocker because no one was on his side. I don't know who was actually on his side. That there was maybe Vince just really saw something. But he fought hard for that position.
Yes, he did. Yeah, he did, and he made it. And Mike is a very nice guy, been very kind to us over the years.
I'd arguably say he's my favorite wrestler.
Yeah, he's definitely one of us.
Next to him, Brock Lesnar.
Yeah, I mean, funny, what a great guy. I remember when we were at the bar. He's so kind and just really good guy. I mean, a lot of these, and that's the thing too, folks, is that a lot of these people are regular, everyday people.
Yeah,
these are regular people. And they're just like me and you. There's nothing different. So the same ideas I have, the same thoughts I have, they've had it too. But a lot of them get scared and they don't want to speak out. We need to have, I don't want to say revolution, but in a sense we need to in the wrestling business where people are standing up for themselves. But while they're doing for themselves, it's for the fans too.
I think that's what AEW is supposed to do.
Well, it's supposed to, but it's going to fail. I mean, if folks, you don't like to hear that, AEW will fail. Because they are going down the same route that WCW went and TNA went. It's the same route. And they're doing it to themselves for no reason. They don't have to do it. Like, that's the thing. Hey, listen, Christian was a draw at a point. Christian Cage, I don't know what they're like. You have Big Show come out on AEW and says this superstar might be one of the best in the company. And then Christian Cage comes out, and you're thinking, who the hell's he talking about?
Yeah, and his gimmick is never stop, never stopping.
Yeah. And you think to yourself, you're like, who is this guy? I mean, no offense, like Christian.
He's like, Christian Cage, build back better.
Well, I said this to you.
He still got it. Why wasn't he at WrestleMania helping Edge? What in the world was going on?
Well, no, remember what I said to you. Christian doesn't put asses in seats. At all. Nobody buys a ticket to an event. No offense to you, Christian, at all. No, I've met you. You've been okay to us over the years. You've been kind for the most part. But you don't put asses in seats, dude. So when you're hiring people like, that's my point about AEW. When you're hiring people like Christian Cage and you're saying Big Show, who was a great hire, perfect for AEW. You have him come out and say, oh, he's one of the best in business. Like, who the hell are you talking about? It's it's just.
It didn't make sense.
It doesn't.
You need to develop your own talent, which you do, AEW. But maybe bring in guys like this for once in a while matches. Maybe that's what they did. Maybe he's not a permanent guy.
But it doesn't matter, not even once in a while matches. You don't need guys like Christian. I'm sorry. This is the reality of it. Christian, you're done. Your run's over. You might not want to accept it, but it's done. And if you want to keep
talk to the ECW champion,
I'm sorry, the heavyweight champion, it's the truth. If you want to lie to yourself and you want to say, no, I still got plenty left in the tank, that's fine. You can say that. But the reality is he's done. He was done a while ago. And he should have transitioned into a manager. He could have been a great manager. He could have been a great valet, like a Paul Heyman type. I could see Christian doing that. I'm not saying Christian doesn't have any talent. Don't take it that way, folks.
I think he should just be there to play his theme song. Christian! Yeah.
Christian!
And all the fireworks.
I mean, that's the thing is that I'm not saying Christian doesn't have any talent. Don't take it that way, folks. I'm not saying that. But there are times when a wrestler has served the full extent of what they can give. Christian did that.
Yeah.
He did that. He won the heavyweight title. That was the pinnacle. That he went to TNA. He kicked ass there. That's it.
I think Edge saved WWE for the last part of the
year.
I mean, think about it. Like, Edge was such a big deal. That was the WrestleMania right there.
I'm an Edge guy. You know that. I've been an Edge guy for years.
When he came out of Royal Rumble last year.
And yes, folks, I am fine with him losing at WrestleMania because, like Malcolm explained, go ahead. It's good for business.
Yeah. They're building up Roman Reigns as a heel.
Yep.
And I said Edge already won Royal Rumble. I think he broke a record even. Edge didn't need to win. We just wanted him to win. We wanted him to have it. But I was like, the only reason they put Daniel Bryan in there is because they're going to have Roman Reigns annihilate our favorite baby faces right in front of us.
Yep.
Because it makes a good heel.
Good for business.
And I said, Roman Reigns is going to win. Not because it's just Roman Reigns. Not because The Rock's his cousin. I mean, but all the above.
Yeah, but all the above.
And he makes him a really good heel.
Yeah.
And Kyle didn't want to hear it. And Morgan,
I came around
Morgan
to it.
didn't want to hear it. They wanted Edge to win.
Yep.
Morgan wanted Daniel Bryan to win. And I'm like, sorry, Roman Reigns. I said, I'm rooting for Roman this time.
When he explained it, and it made sense to me after the match was done. And I agreed with him.
And I was like, that's right. Pin them both at the same time.
Yep.
Do it.
Yep.
Everyone, boo! That's a good heel. Now, if he was a face and doing that, like was doing, like
horrible. Would have been horrible.
I'm not a good guy. I'm not a bad guy.
Yeah. I'm the guy.
Like, that's stupid, man.
Yeah. What he's doing right now is great stuff, and I agree with you. And, that's the thing with, with Christian is that when that type of creative is gone, when you can't have those type of moments and those type of influences, it's done, dude. Like, I don't know who Christian goes in there and he goes up to Kenny Omega. I don't want to see that match. Who I'm looking around. When I saw that, I'm looking around. Who wants to see this match? Nobody.
It's a problem with Kenny Omega, though. Well, no, I'll take that back. Kenny Omega is the guy.
Oh, yeah. Hey, I'd say
so-
him and AJ Styles are
The only
the
problem for me
pinnacle
with
of the
Kenny
wrestling.
Omega is that I want to see him fight these other people that I've looked up to. I want to see Kenny Omega fight Brock Lesnar, which is not gonna happen. I want to see him fight CM Punk, which is never gonna happen. Maybe, I don't know. But like
He was
the top
talking
guy.
about it. CM Punk was talking about it on his Twitter.
Kenny Omega's already the top guy, so all the guys underneath them, it's like, well, I kind of want to see someone bigger than him.
Yeah, and that's the thing.
They're not developing someone bigger than him.
Well, and that's the thing too, is that when you're bringing in a guy like Christian and you're saying that this is the guy. Like, are you serious?
Why did Sting wrestle?
Well, Sting, because he wanted to wrestle.
Darby Alley,
well,
right?
yeah, but also he wanted to still wrestle, but WWE again, stupid.
Yeah.
Don't want you. That's the thing. Oh, he's
Hunter.
too old. I don't like money. Hey, Vince, you don't like money, Vince? Vince, do you like money? Oh, well, you don't.
Yeah,
because
the
Sting
Undertaker
is
said he
wrestling.
wanted to do it.
Yeah, Sting is wrestling AEW. Why? How does that happen? How do you not get Sting to be on your card?
A Hall of Famer.
Yeah, not only a Hall of Famer, again, because of injuries. Because you keep thinking injuries are a determining factor on if someone should be fired.
Yeah, Seth Rollins.
It only should be a determining factor if the person is permanently injured. If someone is injured, Vince, you don't fire them until you know the extent of the injury. And you fire him, and he recovers. Of course he does, because it's Sting.
Sting, yeah.
And he goes and wrestles at AEW when he shouldn't be.
He recovered by the blessing of the Lord.
The only good match in AEW for Sting is Darby Allin. After that's done, I don't know who the hell he's wrestling. That's my point. And so when he goes to AEW, I'm excited. Darby Allin, that's it.
You know, he could have fought The Fiend.
That's what I'm saying. There's so much. The match was supposed to be.
Orton? I love you, Randy Orton, but
Triple H,
Sting.
Hunter, I have nothing against you, Hunter, at all. But the fact that you stole at 31, I was there live, and your staff treated me very kind. Me and Malcolm were treated like kings by your staff.
Ronda Rousey walked right by us.
Yeah, you guys were very. Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah, you guys were very kind to us there. But I have to be honest with you, is the fact that you stole that spot from Undertaker, from Mark. It's disgusting. That should have been Undertaker's last match. And the fact that you wanted Sting shows me that you have this complex that people want to just see you and these big burly. No, they want to see dream matches.
They could have still done that match without Sting and then done Sting and Undertaker.
Yeah. They could have done that match. They could have done that match months later.
I know that Sting was part of the Wolf Pack in NWO, but I don't really think of him as it.
No, he's kind of like a quasi.
You know, it just doesn't.
Like I said,
resonate.
it was
always the top three. It was always Hogan. It was always Kevin Nash, and it was Scott Hall. That was NWO. Everyone else was randomly in there for some reason.
Yeah, I don't know why I don't know why Tupac's on stage.
Tupac.
Tupac. I always call him Tupac. Yeah, Tupac. No, I always say Tupac because it's so funny to me because
I have a shirt that's X-Pac and
it says Tupac on it.
Yeah, no, it's X-Pac and it's the Degeneration X.
But I mean, that's the thing is that I don't understand why X-Pac was even inducted. I'm just thinking to myself when I saw him. Listen, I get it, dude, but you weren't a part, in my opinion, of the NWO. Yeah, you were later.
Well, pick a side. Were you in DX or NWO? Pick a side.
Can't have them both, buddy.
Yeah. Maybe he can. Maybe he has a shirt that's half.
Well, that's the thing. Yeah, exactly. There you go. There's a merch idea for him. There's a merch. There you go.
And
if you're listening, hey Sean, if you're listening, he just gave you a good idea.
My favorite thing is when you were Mark Henry. Hey.
Yeah. Oh my God! I mean, X-Pac. I mean, you better hope that never resurfaces.
They cut it from Peacock.
Yeah, and I can't believe that. I mean, that he does. And folks, you
look at D'Lo.
Yeah. The Road Dogg doing D'Lo Brown was fantastic. Yeah, folks, look that up. The DX. I mean, it's out there for today's time. But yeah, it makes no sense to me. Their AEW totally is fumbling the ball. And it's going to, because here's the thing, I don't mind when they hire people like Kalisto or people like Mojo Rawley or Wesley Blake because they're not fully developed talents.
Oh,
They
yeah.
haven't had these long runs. When you're hiring someone like Christian and you're acting like he is this megastar when he's not, I'm sorry, Christian's not putting asses in chairs.
I think that most people agree.
That's what I don't get.
I don't see anyone online like, oh man,
Nobody.
People are just kind of upset because they're like, okay, well, Edge is doing this thing.
I messaged
You were in the Royal Rumble.
I messaged three people asking if I was out of line for having this opinion. Not one of them disagreed.
Yeah, it's nothing against you, Christian. It's just time is up. The only reason that Edge matters right now is because we thought that he'd never wrestle again.
Yep.
You always were able to wrestle.
Yeah, exactly.
You were in TNA, you know.
Yeah.
Edge, we're shocked that he even came back. We're shocked that he even had the match. We're happy that you and Edge were in Royal Rumble because that was a nostalgia moment, and we're rooting for you.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then you left, or I don't know what happened, but you could have came in at WrestleMania and hit Roman Reigns or something, and someone comes over and beats you up. I don't know. But you weren't at WrestleMania with your bud that you should have been with.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, this is the... I mean, you could say it's a failure on WWE creative staff,
It's probably a business decision.
Well, and that's the thing is that if you're going to, they had the show with him and Edge. Keep Christian on for that. Christian can serve a role in wrestling that doesn't include wrestling.
Yeah.
And I just don't. I think Christian wants to wrestle, but here's the fact is nobody wants to see him wrestle. So, and I think he needs to come to terms with that because
what's his finishing move?
What is it?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Not the rock bottom.
Yeah.
Not the pedigree.
Yeah, well, that's the thing is that's what's sad is it's not that he's not likable or not talented. It's just he's not a draw.
Good old mother trucking DDTs.
Yeah, but it's not that he's just not a draw. I mean, we've never gone to I've never in my life, I've been watching since '93. Yeah. I've never sat there and go, oh, Christian, the Peep Show. I think the Peep Show stuff went to his head because a lot of people, it was just funny. But to him, he thought, oh, man, I'm getting major heat. No, you're not getting
That's
heat.
what it was called, the Peep Show?
Yeah, that's his little, and that's the thing. It wasn't, people just, it was, at the time, people thought it was funny. People still think it's funny. It's just funny. That's it. But it's not a heat. It's not, and I just think that if he doesn't change it up, I'll tell you this, he's gone from AEW.
Hey, when we went to the Bash back in the day, was it Edge and Chris Jericho that won the tag teams?
I'm not sure.
It was some weird match.
Yeah, but
so we saw Christian. He won the ECW. It was either him or what's his name?
I forget.
We the People.
But yeah, Jack Swagger, which is a very good hire by AEW. That's a good hire right there because
and it's paying off.
Yep.
He put in the character work. He's kind of like the silent brute.
Yeah, another nice guy too. But yeah, I mean that's that, folks. I mean, this is a very interesting time in the wrestling industry. We got a lot of people that are just kind of not doing what they need to do, and then you have Vince sitting there not doing at all what he needs to do. But here's the thing: record profits. I mean, they are at the highest margin of profit in history, WWE is. Even with the pandemic. That's crazy.
I want to tell you what I think the future is going to be.
Go ahead.
I think the Bad Bunny doing that was a huge step in the right direction.
Yep, I think so
even
too.
Though they've done celebrity stuff, I mean, Mike Tyson put the second biggest draw on Dynamite. I think that they're going to start seeking talent like YouTubers and musicians.
I'll tell them about
I mean, just overall celebrities, and they're going to start developing them on top of true talented wrestlers because we're going to have some.
But it's good for the business, and that's the thing. They're not
like
developing.
Jake Paul and KSI are great.
Yeah,
for
and
the
this
industry.
is what I said. I told Malcolm. I said I want Team KSI versus Team Logan Paul. Okay, and I want 5-on-5 wrestlers, and I want Keemstar to be the referee. It is literally, it will break the internet. It will be amazing. And the problem is, it will never happen because Vince is so out of touch. He doesn't understand that is the type of stuff, like you just said, that is going to push them.
There's entire YouTubers that, if they were on WWE, sure, people might clown that, but I think it would be huge. I mean, they said people watched Bad Bunny just to watch Bad Bunny.
They watched WrestleMania just for the Bad Bunny part.
And that's huge. And I want to see more wrestlers doing that. Like, I liked when Machine Gun Kelly was feuding with Kevin Owens.
Yep.
That was cool.
Yeah.
That was really cool. I just want to see more of that stuff.
I hope artists, they do it, yeah, because
YouTubers, because we already know that it's a show. We already know that it's scripted.
Yeah, we already know that.
So give us more entertainment.
Yeah, exactly. And that's what, and I hope you're right.
It's going to take away from talented wrestlers and up and comers. But
that's business.
The money has to keep coming in.
Well, but also it gives opportunities for people to see those up and comers.
Yeah.
That's the thing. More eyes on the product is good. And that doesn't mean you put all your eggs in one basket. That's the problem WWE's doing, is they're putting too many eggs in one basket. They need to diversify and have more creative control over. They need to be, hey, listen, you can do what you want. Come back to us with your idea. We'll work on it together. Right now, it's like Vince has to rubber stamp everything. That's a problem. Vince needs to stop doing that.
Yeah, but Triple H, he has a problem with not following through very well with ideas.
Well, but that's the thing.
His NXT talent is, I mean, he's not developing people. He's pretty much doing what they're doing at AEW.
Yeah.
I mean, Bobby Roode not being a top guy kind of doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, exactly. Bobby Roode, well, now Cesaro might get a push. But the fact that Bobby Roode has not won a world title, and he's not going to, is a travesty.
Teams. I think he's 2-time tag team.
Yeah, but it doesn't matter. He should. I mean, Bobby Roode coming in I'm a huge Bobby Roode fan.
You give him the song. You give him the.
You give him everything.
Rub. I mean, he.
That song was a huge hit. A huge hit.
Decimates NXT roster.
Yep.
Comes WWE and they're like, all right, so just chill over there.
Yeah, pretty much. And they'll act like that's not the case. What I don't understand about people like Vince and everybody, they act like, oh, no, that's not the case. Like, with Aleister Black, they say, oh, well, he's going to be fired next. And they came out and said, oh, no, we're filming promos. Well, okay, well, why weren't you doing that before? Where's Aleister Black? I mean, you're letting these talents sit there for no
Aleister
reason.
Black's one of the biggest talents I've seen.
I mean, how is it that you go back to the Attitude Era, the show was an hour less, but you had more character development in that 2 hours than we have on 3? That's a problem.
You made Rock and Sock Connection work, and we love you for it.
Yeah, I don't get it. How is Aleister Black not in a crazy faction or has some big feud with the Fiend? Or, how is this not happening? I don't know.
Yeah, I think I would have to be in the position to know how difficult it is. Because there's a lot of storylines that are just dumb. I didn't like Bobby Lashley and Lana. It was the dumbest thing I ever saw in my life.
But exactly.
It didn't do anything for anyone.
Nope. No, it didn't do anything.
And then you just robbed television time from something that could have worked. I don't know, like pushing Otis and Tucker.
Yeah. I mean,
you could have pushed the Iconics more.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just whoever's coming up with those decisions needs to stop. Stop. Think about it. Okay.
It's Vince.
Yeah, it's Vince.
It's Vince. And that's the problem. Vince is rubber stamping all of it. And the
I
fact
can't
that
say it's all bad though.
No, it's not all bad, and that's the thing. Listen, if anybody's watching thinking it's all bad, no. But we have to point out the bad in order to appreciate the good.
Can we talk about who actually likes Sami Zayn's character?
I don't know. I mean, I'm not against it. I mean, the problem is with the character is like the conspiracy theory type character is 10 years ago. That's when that character made sense. Now it's
my favorite moment Sami Zayn had was when he got the vase smashed on his head by what's her name?
Yeah,
Maria.
Maria, who's another. I mean, I just don't get that.
They had a lot of trouble.
Yeah, I
understand
know, I
that,
know.
but
It's just another miss. Very sad about them, but I love them. They're great people. Yeah. I mean, that's the thing is that he has so much talent, Sami Zayn, and listen, the conspiracy character, it works. I mean, it's not horrible. It's really not that bad, but it doesn't make sense. Like, he looks raggedy. Like, I don't know. Either they're going to do something big with it or they're not. If they're not going to do anything big with it and there's no payoff, then you need to, like, if you're not going to
there's some people that they can stay as long as they want. Dolph Ziggler, you can stay as long as you want. I love watching you wrestle.
Yeah.
John Morrison probably doesn't have that much time left at WWE.
I don't know, man. He's in great shape.
I love seeing him on there too. The Miz is always a huge player, but they're like, I'm kind of thinking like Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn don't need to be there.
I think, unfortunately, now that they've fired Samoa Joe, they can't get rid of Kevin Owens because you need that brute, regular looking average guy.
Yeah,
and that's what you have with Samoa Joe. And now Samoa Joe's gone. You only have
once they fubbed it up with Rusev. I was like, sorry, man, you can just go.
AEW did as well. So
Yeah.
I mean, AEW really has dropped the ball when it comes to
the Bulgarian brute.
I don't know how you mess up. Well,
Jinder
Rusev
Mahal was another one.
It's just like the New Day when they were going to break up the New Day briefly, and they realized how stupid that was. It's just like with Rusev Day. You have a license to print money. Literally, the calendars were one of the best selling items.
Yeah.
You're printing money at that point. How do you fire a guy like that? Makes no sense. It's these type of, I don't know if it's someone in the back. I don't know if it's like a politics where someone's, that's what I said earlier.
You know what we should do? We should have Bobby Lashley go and sleep with your wife. That'll really bring in the ratings.
I mean, it just didn't make sense. You have somebody who is not only powerful, charismatic. You have a guy like Rusev who really, you can put him out there and he's gonna do a great job. Not only do a good job, but he's gonna sell merch, and you fucked that up.
They shouldn't have pushed Lana to wrestle and not give her a real spot.
Well, that's the thing. Yeah, if you're gonna push,
that really made me upset because she's such a good manager.
Yes, good valet. She's a great valet.
You should have stayed Russian.
Yeah,
You're just so good, and we wanted to see you wrestle as the ravishing Russian. And you just are like, nah, I'm from Florida. That's all made up.
Yeah, and it's like, and that's another thing too, is like
it just wasn't consistent.
They're not committing to the gimmick. That's what I was saying earlier. You got to commit. You have to commit. And that, listen, I'll give credit to Mojo Rawley. At least he tried, as bad as that gimmick was with the blue. He tried. You got to commit to it. And that's the thing is, like, Lana, that's something she shouldn't have bent on the knee on. She should have said, no, I like this gimmick. I think it's good for me. I'm going to stick. Same with Rusev.
She had some good movesets.
Yeah, they should have both said no to this Bobby. They should have said, no, listen, we're doing good as is. But again.
But that's his real wife.
Yeah, that's his real wife.
Like, I understand Hollywood, but, I mean, come on. It's just a dumb idea. It's not worth it.
It just made no sense, and these are things
what happened to Lana? Lana's still
there. Yeah, she's still there.
I saw her.
Yeah, she's still there, and she's gonna do great things.
But she should have been pushed. Like, no, not only is Rusev the killer, I'm the killer as well.
Yeah,
she should have taken some of his movesets, stomping on the back, and
something. I mean, and that's the thing is that I don't get her wrestling. That's fine. I'm with you. She's a great manager, great valet. She is somebody you can pit next to a wrestler. She's going to build them up because she's got the it. She's got that factor that, I look for in a female manager type. How creative doesn't see that? I see it. I want Lana as a manager. I'm not that she sucks at wrestling. I just don't care.
Yeah. I
like her in the role that she started off as. And I think she should continue as, and hopefully, I hate to say it, hopefully she leaves WWE and goes with Rusev.
You know what WWE did do right, though? Is the New Day is still
awesome.
On
top. Well, because, remember, they were going to break it up. But it's somebody there went to Vince. Finally, someone spoke up.
Probably Xavier.
Somebody,
He's a
yeah,
smart
somebody,
dude.
yeah, exactly. Xavier's a very smart guy, very smart guy. And somebody went to Vince and said, "Listen, dude, you understand? You're giving up a license for money. Oh, we want to push Big E. Okay, push him. Don't break up the
Yeah.
New Day." And that's
Yeah.
what they did. They ended up pushing Big.
They pushed Kofi and they didn't break him
That's
up.
what I'm saying. They listened. So
That was really cool too.
yeah,
Kofi's
exactly.
awesome.
So that's what wrestlers need to start. Someone needs to speak up when they see this shit, excuse my language, going on. I just wish more people said, stop, no, this is not right. With the Rusev story, no, we're not doing this. This doesn't make sense. We're doing good as is. We're going to keep doing it. Just like with the heavy machinery. No, we don't want to break up. We got a good thing going. We got good little backstage vignettes going. Otis, the bumbling idiot, Tucker, the big brother type. It's working. These change-ups, it's just like with the Iconics. Oh, we'll break them up. We're going to push Peyton Royce. Oh, we're not going. I mean, these ideas that they're coming up with, they sound good on paper, but then if you're not going to follow through,
the end game?
Exactly. If you're not going to
if
you're not going to follow through on these ideas, then what are they good for?
Yeah.
I mean, that's what I'm saying. I don't mind. Here's the thing: me and you don't mind them breaking up stuff, but commit to the idea. Don't say, oh, we're going to do it and then forget to do it, because then now the Iconics are fired because of that. You just lost top talent because of your mistake. It was not them. Creative. Vince McMahon is the reason 100% that the Iconics are fired. He is to blame. Tucker is gone right now because of Vince McMahon. Nobody else because of Vince.
Well, whoever did the Shield right.
Yeah,
did the Shield.
Well, and that's the thing is that,
listen, he's the Rock's cousin. We got to make sure we don't mess this up.
Yeah, I mean,
we got to put all the men involved. I don't care how many men it takes. Write down a story for him.
Well, yeah, nothing against Dwayne, but I do think that sometimes that Vince somehow thinks that being loyal to people outside, like, oh man, I got it. Back in the day, it's the truth. With Roman Reigns, he was treating him good because he was The Rock's cousin. That's it. We know that.
Yeah.
It's the only reason. And I think that Vince needs to really detach himself to that. You don't need outside people to rub your back. Your company is not going to succeed or fail based on what The Rock says. That you're too big at that point. If The Rock comes out and says, oh, I don't like WWE anymore, your stock's not going to go up or down because of it.
I don't know, maybe.
No.
It depends on why you would say that.
Well, yeah, it depends obviously on why. But, yeah, it's a very interesting time in the wrestling business. And we are wrestling fans. We will keep being fans. But we're also critical about the business because we care about the business.
I didn't mind back in the day when they said you can't give suggestions. But nowadays, I think that you have to take suggestions. Because there's so much other things that people can watch. I watch stupid things on YouTube all the time.
Yeah.
And it wastes time for me sitting down and watching wrestling.
Yep.
So you need to draw me back in there. Because the Lana Rusev and the Bobby Lashley thing was not doing it for me. And Becky Lynch, I was watching.
Yep.
The women's division had some hiccups. But it's been really difficult to watch because of the,
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it's going to be an interesting time to see where the women's division goes. It's going to be an interesting time in the next couple of years because they are really setting themselves up for failure because they're not building a lot of stars. I'm not seeing stars being built. I'm just not seeing it. And you keep pushing the same guys. They get hurt, they get worn out, or they get so big like The Rock and they leave. I mean, it happens. So you get another John Cena, he gets so big, and then he leaves. It's like, okay, well, what did I get for it?
It'll also be interesting to see who becomes the big guys.
Yeah, it's definitely
the biggest guys, like CM Punk. I know it's been so long, but he was a top tier guy that just walked away.
Yeah, it's very interesting.
Like that guy could be the top guy right now.
Yeah,
but we have the Miz. The Miz is the top guy, in my opinion.
Oh, yeah, Miz is the top guy. There's lots of top guys, but you got to develop new talent. If you don't develop new talent, then it eventually falls out because Miz isn't going to be there ever. Miz isn't going to be in WWE in 10 years.
I don't know, maybe.
Wrestling? No way.
10 years.
10 years? No way.
Randy Orton's still there.
But Randy Orton's still there in 10 years. You think Randy Orton's going to be wrestling in 10 years?
No,
Full time?
No, but The Miz.
Why? I don't think so. They're around the same age.
What? No way.
Yeah.
The Miz?
You can look it up. I mean, I'll look it up. I think I'll look it up right now, folks. I've
been watching Randy Orton since what, 2003, 2004? The Legend Killer.
Yeah, so Miz is 40 years old.
It's probably
41. They're the same age, bud. That's what I'm saying to you, bud. Is that I don't see them wrestling 10 years. That's my point. They're the same age. That's all my point is that they have to build up new stars. That's it.
Oh, of course.
And if they don't build them up, I see rough times ahead. So, but you guys, that is it.
That is it.
We love you. This was the first episode of American Brothers Show. We're going to have much more content for you. All kinds of good stuff coming your way. We love you guys, and we'll talk to you again soon.
Take care, everyone.